Hello and welcome back. I'll start with the usual disclaimer as always. Nothing here is for sale, nothing is monetized. There are no courses, mentorships, affiliates, sponsors. There aren't even ads on the YouTube videos. The only link you'll find is to my Discord where we talk about trading and a little bit about Diddy lately. I mean, look at this. Diddy. All right. So the news cycle has been very interesting lately, and I'm gonna relate. I have some maps up here and all kinds of shit. I'll get to all of it. I'll show you why. So there has been a peace summit between Trump and Putin. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of noise surrounding it. The only thing we're really interested in for market reaction is the headline risk. Because, as mentioned earlier, we don't do the fundamental analysis. We only look for headline risk reactions. Because we can't factor in fundamental analysis when backtesting a strat. So we have no way of really knowing how to use it. We can only use scares, scare and greed. But fear is a stronger emotion. So that's what we'll go by. So the details of it is not really that important, but something like, for example, a deal has been reached, peace has been established, is something we'd be looking for. And the headline here is Trump says up to Zelensky to make deal after summit with Putin. So it's up to Zelensky now. And Zelensky's going to be like, nah, for sure. He has already said that. And that's why I want to get into this a little bit. Again, this is not political. I want to make that very clear. This is only in relation to the markets and how we can apply that. And I'll explain thoroughly why. So the map we're seeing here are the four annexed territories: Lugansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson by Russia, and Crimea way back in 2014, 11 years ago now. So, but that's not really a hot topic area. It's more these four oblasts. So this map shows a bit of a deviance of what I'm seeing in other maps. And you might think, yo, why do I give a fuck? I'm here to trade. I'll explain to you why. It is because, here, let's just go through the maps first. So here I have one that has the outlines very nicely made. Oh, why do I have to close the boomer? Oh no, their map disappeared. But same stuff is being said. Is there anything else, by the way? I should have looked more through the news cycle. How is Syrian immigrants are boosting Germany's economy? 2/3 of asylum seekers have worked. So 33% are unemployed after a decade. That's supposed to be good economic news. The fuck? What the fuck? Dumbest shit I've read. Anyways, so my map is gone, but it was showing that it looked like there was more area missing than it was, especially in the contested Donbass region, Donetsk. There was an opening here, and I pulled up another map. There is no opening here, and I pulled up Ukraine's own map. There is no opening here. This is like map is owned by the Ukrainian armed forces. So this is how they see the war, and it's looking worse. And Russia is gaining. You can look here. how much land they're gaining daily, blah blah blah, what percentage they're taking of Ukraine or have taken of Ukraine, what is occupied right now, and it is it has been increasing daily in speed daily. I use 3 different maps for verification that I don't get bullshitted because there's so much fucking annoying shit in this war. There's a lot of polarization. And don't worry, I'm going to get to the relevance of this. So, the tempo of land being lost in the annexed areas is increasing a lot. So, when Zelensky is not complying with the peace negotiations, he is over time weakening his spot at the table. You might ask, so what? So what? Who gives a shit? And if you're reading, I don't know, you're reading pro-Russian channels, pro-Ukrainian channels, whatever, million fucking Russians have died here, million Ukrainian, nah, that's bullshit. So open source OSINT, as they call it, sources show about 160k Ukrainian losses, about 120k Russian losses. So about the same, a 40k difference, and it's an attrition rate that is not sustainable for Ukraine at all. It really has become a protracted war of attrition. So what I'm aiming at with that is that as this goes on now, we are inevitably getting closer to peace, to an end of it. Especially now with the deal, even if Zelensky says no, because of the unsustainability. Like, this whole breakthrough, this whole thing happened in one day. These guys are operationally encircled, and it's not good. And an end to this war, here's how it ties in, would be incredibly bullish. If we get the headline, the war is over now, GG, and fuck all the culprits. If you want to make money, fuck all the culprits. Just focus on the facts. So it's over, GG. It's gonna be very, very bullish for SPY, definitely, which is gonna plummet the dollar demand further, because unless something extraordinary happens, but generally, because when stocks are sold, they're sold in dollars. So people need US dollars. Okay? So they'll need those. And by the way, I've been here. I was here last year. I went over here the border to the city Lviv, to Kiev, down to Kharkov. Got fucking shelled in Kharkov. Said fuck that. Went back to Kiev. Thought fuck this country. Got the fuck out of there. Boom, boom. Back to Norway. So yeah. But anyways, that was the resume I wanted to give for it. That the protracted war of attrition is heading in a way where, even if Zelensky is saying no, especially when big players like the United States are pushing for deals, even if they don't comply with the unsustainable losses. I mean, there's like 150 million people in Russia. How many are left in Ukraine? 30 million that have and how many more can they draft? How many have deserted? They can't continue for much longer, right? So with that, it is inevitably getting closer to an end. And that speed up we've been seeing of lost territory will be exponential if Trump cuts off support. So I think an agreement will be reached for that. If not, I guess, I mean, where's this type of diplomacy, right? And what I'm aiming at by that is that you can capitalize on such a breakout market that we might see. And I'm going to get into some SR areas today. That's something I want to talk about. But before I do that, I want to get into the trades that were posted in the Discord. So this one is one I didn't enter because I've already reached my 10% cap. But another very nice breakout came. I don't know if anyone entered that. You should be out by now. That's like one extension as well. We need a new SR area for that. If you were watching it, you probably entered it. So, I mean, 1% loss, 3% win. You're good. These other ones, up on the 1 day, never really materialized too interesting. The indecision candle is too big to get a really good R on it. Let me show you. We'd want a 1% with an SL above previous candle highs. We have to consider this one as well. And we need at least a 2.0. Or not at least, we don't go higher with a little bit better entry. So this one, I don't see it. Could make the argument on the 12 hour, yeah. Is anyone in it? I don't know. It was posted in the Discord and on the video. So I could. Piece of shit. So I could mark it. But this is. If you entered it, fuck you. This is not a valid setup. This is not an indecision candle. Here it was interesting. Here we had an actual indecision candle on an uptrending pair, which I don't know if anyone entered, but it was posted in the Discord, and I don't remember if I gave exact entry signals. I usually do, but sometimes I don't. This one looks very nice. So let me look at the entry you would have, and I'm going to keep this open. And by the way, even if the range allows for it, don't do some stupid shit like this. Don't open a 4R. I call these dreamers. I used to do that when I was a beginner trader. Don't open more than a 2R in entry, okay? Do that through extensions. When I say extension, I usually mean 1%. 1%. But I mean, it can mean 0.5%. But I try to not extend it a little bit by small increments, feel increments. I do it. I call my extensions 1% so that an extension is something solid, concrete. So there is no subjective interpretation I can make to it. Because I want my trading strat to be completely objective. So if I make an extension and it fucks up like it does all the time, it'll just hit a green sell loss anyways. But yeah. So if you want to do something other than 1%, get a metric that you do for your extensions. For example, 0.5%, 0.25%, all of those are fine. But once you've made your choice, don't go back on it because it's pulling back or anything like that. You stay within your parameters. That is the disciplinary function you need to succeed as a trader. You cannot break your rules. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about. talk about is, yes, look at shit, bro. Look at it. MA right in the fucking middle. Fuck that. But regardless, we're going to talk about SR area strength. That is something I have not mentioned at the channel at all. Why am I doing one at a time? Oh, there's just one anyways. So, on a larger range like this one, you could make, I'm going to make some kind of stupid ones, silly ones. So, if the range, I mean, you could do this on this range if you didn't have a 200 MA. These would be very strong SR areas. However, these are not realistic. Let me make some realistic ones that are strong. So these are strong. This is a strong area. The longer the SR area is, obviously the stronger the zone is, because it's just naturally a larger path price has to enter. But you might think, what the fuck does that matter? Because when you're doing your entry, when you're setting your sell loss, it's going to be on a short like this one, it'll always be above your SR area, right? Entry's going to be below the candle, so you're going to have safer entries, and your TP is not going to disrespect the support that you've got down there. So in areas where I constantly talk about SR inflation, where we get thinner SR areas, here we have thicker one. What the fuck is going on here? Bullshit, bro. I'm gonna redraw tomorrow. Here we have a little bit thinner ones. These are not as strong as the ones I drew here. You understand? I'll make a hypothetical trade here. This is not a valid trade. Keep that in mind. This is invalid as fuck. So, let's say you like this indecision candle or this one. It's a shitty one. But your sell loss is gonna be above any highs, right? You probably said it like something like this. Below the low of the candle close, and when I'm gonna ignore the 200 MA for sake of argument. I never do that, but you're not gonna go into it like this. You're not gonna do something like this. You're gonna respect the SR area. You're gonna want to stay away from it. So even if it was here, you're gonna want to stay away from it. So if it was a thicker area, you'd be more careful with how you place your TP, rather than if I redo these. Piece of shit, bro. Oh, I fucking wrong button. So if I make really slim areas, here, let me show you. I hope this clicks for you. I hope this is not confusing. So now it's a different scenario. A completely different scenario. And I'll show you why. Now a 2.0 R is a lot easier. And it is even available for extension. Let me see if it is. Nah, but it is almost available. Or maybe. No, it isn't. Barely isn't. But if you go by half increments, if you do your extensions through a half a point, yes, it is. And now, if we redraw and make stronger SR areas with the same entry, you cannot disrespect your SR areas. Let me show you again. Now here in this hypothetical here, a 2.0, 2.5 R can't do that. You see that? you would have to enter the SR area. You do not put your TP into a fucking support area. You stay away from those. Like, bro. So, yeah. That is strength in SR areas. And these are pretty good examples too, because these are fine SR areas. And in recessionary periods, ranges are huge, man. Like, fuck, I missed that. Less traffic too, honestly, because people are not going to work, but yeah. While in other very much so ranging pairs, here we have strong SR areas as well. They also break less, and they're more often valid. Because validity is based on touches. And touches, if this was thicker, we'd have a more valid. Now suddenly has 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, right? And it's barely has been broken once recently. Wait a minute. There's a scam going on here. There we go. Yeah. So I hope that point comes across clear. And here there's a need for a redraw. Newer info, always king. I always say that. And in this range, I could make some real adjustments. But we're going to redraw on... I could actually have stronger areas and use it as an example on this one. It's a hard one. It's consolidating a lot. Garbage. Anyways, I hope that makes the point more easily understood. And in a pair where there is a lot of micro movement, like this one we see here, ranging up and down and moving around, we get these slim, thinner SR areas. Like, imagine it like a fucking wall. The thinner the wall is, the easier it breaks. The less you can trust it, okay? Like, if this is your bitch, you want a thick bitch, alright? Can't trust that slim bitch, bro. Because these fucking cattle are gonna run through your bitch, alright? You get me now? I hope that made sense. I really wanted to explain that because I think it's a really important point. I hope that if you were in the previous trade that I posted in the Discord that you also made the breakout. If anyone is in this trade, just stay in it. Yeah, it's looking good. You should move your sell loss a little bit by now. Also have increments for moving sell loss. Dynamic one is the nicest. Instead of manually fucking with it. With that said, we've gone through everything. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Or hop in the disc. DM me. Email me. Call me. Fucking find me in real life. Do whatever the fuck you want. Okay? Just however you want to ask your questions. I'm good with it. Most people just DM, so that's the easiest way. But if you ask in the Discord, I'll prioritize it because that keeps it more active rather than me just talking about fucking Diddy and shit. Teflon Don, gay Teflon. So I'm going to delete my channel now. Yeah. With that said, we've got it all covered. It sucks that I can't enter more trades, but the month is soon over. We got 2 more weeks and 2 nights, and then I can start entering again. But I'll stick to my 10% limit next month as well. And I'll have a short period, 2 weeks, from the 15th to the 29th on September when I'm gone on vacation. And I'll not be uploading when I'm on vacation, so 2 weeks. I don't think so. Nah, I don't know. Most likely not. We'll see. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like I said, any questions, just hit me up. Bye bye. See you.